If I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
What?
The following message contains a special offer for listeners of this station. Are you a man over 40? Are you constantly looking for the nearest bathroom? Do you wake up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? Right now, Perfect Prostate is sending out free bottles of their groundbreaking new formula to listeners of this station. Perfect Prostate formula was developed by medical doctor Mitchell Fleischer, and its ingredients have been clinically studied to reduce your frequent nighttime bathroom visits and promote healthy urine flow. Right now, preferred customers get their first bottle of Perfect Prostate absolutely free. There's nothing to lose. Perfect Prostate is guaranteed to reduce that constant urge to use the bathroom, especially at night, and promote healthy urine flow. Don't wait. Call now for your free bottle. Just pay shipping and processing. Dial 1-800-680-9903. That's 1-800-680-9903. Supplies are limited. One free bottle per household. Call now. Dial 1-800-680-9903. That's 1-800-680-9903.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDoug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDoug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDoug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive. And I'm not sure who to call, but I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free. Just for calling 877-887-4991. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-887-4991. That's 877-887-4991.
Thing about living up in Canada is when it gets cold, we can have a reindeer in the shed and a moose in the bed.
Ooh. That's just not Canada either because it is cold out there.
It is really cold, and I have a moose in my bed.
It's like 10 degrees out there right now, and the wind blowing, the wind chill's like minus a billion.
Yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I was out working on my car 2 days ago at night in a sweatshirt. No problem.
Were you sweating?
No. So the shirt didn't work. I'm going to take it back.
I was not sweating in the shirt at all. Minus 10 degree wind chill.
No, but I was comfortable. And then I got up in the morning, 4 hours later, and it was 2 degrees with a wind chill of negative 95.
Yeah.
horrible. I hated it.
We're getting a little cold chill here.
Yeah,
in
really cold.
State of Michigan. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's
with the state of Michigan, it looks like a mitten.
We border Canada. I hate this microphone stand. I'm gonna.
Hey, I have a solution for you, Brian. Buy a new one.
Oh, I bought that one.
Well, you hate it, so buy a new one.
It's getting. Anyways, all right. So the answer to our question.
Well, we got some guesses.
Okay.
What was the question?
The question was, the U.S. bought the Virgin Islands for $25 million in 1917. From what country did we purchase it?
Well, we had a few guesses. England, Costa Rica, Spain, Italy, Canada.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to
Was
do...
it any of those?
I'm trying to do something here.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to look... Oh, where is it? Where is it?
You forgot the answer?
No, I didn't forget the answer. I'm trying to figure out what $25 million was worth. There
I don't know.
There we go. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it here. $25 million. How many zeros is that, Nate?
4?
19. No, 6. 1917. Right?
No. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, 1917.
Okay. That's $509 million.
It's not too bad.
Today's
That's
dollar.
not too bad.
That's a $500 million.
Totally worth it. I mean, think of all the tax revenue we've gotten from the Virgin Islands.
Just the tourist section. What is going on with this microphone stand?
I don't know. Which country did they buy it from in 1917?
Denmark.
Denmark, huh?
Denmark had established its first settlement there in 1672.
Wow.
Denmark. Surprising, right?
Yeah, that's close to Costa Rica.
Do you want to talk about this day in history real quick?
Yep.
I love it because this affects you. This day in 1643, the first divorce? Did I say that right? The first divorce in the colonies. The records show the first legal divorce in the American colonies. Anne Clark of Massachusetts Bay Colony is granted a divorce from her absent and adulterous husband, Dennis Clark, by the Quarter Court of Boston. In a signed and sealed affidavit presented to John Withrop Jr., the son of the colony's founder, Dennis Clark admitted to abandoning his wife, with whom he had 2 children, for another woman with whom he had another 2 children. This guy's an operator. He also stated his refusal to return to his original wife, thus giving the Puritan court no option but to punish Clark and grant a divorce to his wife. There you go.
So,
that's all
are you saying it affects me just because my first husband was an adulterer as well?
Exactly.
Because that's not nice.
And your 2 children.
That's not nice.
By different men.
I do. Yeah, well, hey.
Oh, I wish this stand...
Stop playing with it.
I can't help myself.
Stop playing with it.
It's like picking at like a sliver or something, you got to pick at it.
How many times? So how many times have I told you to loosen it before you jerk it around everywhere?
That.
But for 2 years, you didn't.
Oh, I abused it.
And now you're like, I don't know why it won't tighten up very well.
Yeah, it's whacked.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think blacks, African Americans in the United States should get reparations from the government?
For what?
And how do we do that? For being slaves?
Like currently being slaves? I mean, like if the government enslaved them.
I'm not sure what their argument is.
Well, so, I mean, if the government enslaved them more than they enslave everybody else, then sure.
Did the government enslave them, or did private individuals enslave them, and the government just allowed it?
Are you talking about...
It wasn't against the law.
Currently, nobody has enslaved them. Right, so the majority of the people that are asking for reparations due to slavery, when I say majority, I mean 100%.
Have currently not been
none of them
harmed.
Have been enslaved.
Right. And then how do you determine that?
How do I determine what?
How do you determine the reparation? How they have to prove that they are ancestors from...
Oh, so you're talking about ancestors that were enslaved.
Right.
So, like, if you're the great-great-great-great-great
lots
grandkid.
of blacks in this country that came here after
absolutely
slavery.
Yeah. Yep.
They shouldn't get anything, right? And maybe the reparations should go back to the African countries that actually sold them to the Spanish.
You mean they should pay the reparations?
Right.
No, but sure. I mean, I know what you're saying.
Or at least a portion of it.
That seems more appropriate, right?
Yeah. Should you and I pay it? I mean, did you own slaves?
No.
My family on both sides didn't get here until, the 1870s and 80s. After there were, slavery was illegal.
Yeah, and I don't know my family.
Well, I say that because the Black Caucus in Congress is bringing this up again and saying that the government should be paying reparations to all these African Americans.
You remember the guy that kind
of... What about the Irish that were slaves in the United States?
No.
Oh,
no,
they're too pale.
No. Yeah.
Too pale.
Yeah. You remember the...
my glasses are broken.
The guy that kind of led the sit-in? His name's Elijah Cummings.
Oh, yeah. You mean 40 years ago?
How many years ago?
Oh, you mean just last year?
Yeah, just the sit-in for gun control. Remember?
Right.
They were sitting in Congress and they weren't moving until gun control passed. By the way, they moved. 2 hours they left.
He's a dickhead.
He
really
is. You can't say that. But
no, he really is.
Well, you can't say it.
I can say it.
No, you can't. You tried it. It was impossible.
I said dickhead. He's a dickhead.
Will you stop?
It's not hard for me to say.
Stop it.
He's a dickhead.
Stop.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of extra work later, and that's annoying.
I know. All the editing and correcting.
It's really annoying.
And my mic stand is still... it's as limp as my personality.
Anyway, he's a big pusher of this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a pusher.
That's what... Is that libel? Slander?
I don't...
Slander? Whatever.
No, it's only if it's not true.
Okay.
He's
you talking like meth?
No, he's a pusher of this.
Okay.
Wow. Whose side are you on?
His.
Okay. Oh, God. Never mind. I'm not going to do it.
Well, I'm just saying I'll be a witness for him in court.
Yeah, you will.
I have no problem with that.
You'll get reparations. So, give it a rest, right?
Yeah, I mean...
they keep bringing it up, and all they're doing is stirring up the burnt crap in the bottom of the pot, right, and bringing it up. And it doesn't help anybody. The U.S. government is not going to pay reparations for slavery. It would be trillions and trillions of dollars before they're done. It would be a cluster F, as we say.
When would they be done?
They would never be done.
Oh, right.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And all it does is it's a political ploy.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's another way to be divisive and have this, try to create this whole black versus white thing, which really doesn't exist. Certainly there's racism in the country, right? But there's not like this overwhelming black versus white in real life America. I mean, there is in Congress.
That's true.
There is in the media. In real life, there isn't.
Not so much.
No.
Not getting a lot of lynchings. You're not getting a lot of hate crimes
there
against African Americans.
There certainly
kind of
are
goes the other way.
Well, I don't even think that's true.
Well,
there certainly are instances of it. Now, I mean, the data does show that the biggest proportion of the violence is black on black. Violence against blacks is perpetrated by blacks.
Right.
But I think that's more geographical and things than a sort of, it's not because of the race, right? I mean, there's just it's just the way geography is worked out that's the numbers.
Not geography as much as demographics in geographic
the same thing.
areas. It's not the same thing.
Absolutely,
but I'm
the
not
same
even going to
thing.
argue the difference between
Good, 'cause you'd be
geography
wrong.
and demographics.
No.
But then you have a case where some black youths, right? Because I'll do the F. Youths.
I don't know why you're doing that.
Well, the TH is an F in some societies. I've
Some
got a coworker
societies, like the Mayans?
No, I'm thinking like low-class whites and some... And
I honestly
like
don't know what you're talking about.
North and South.
Okay.
And
What's your point?
Well, did you watch my cousin Vinny